The hangar doors are 40 feet of glass, floor to ceiling, and behind them sits a single 1944 Douglas DC-3, the only aircraft that's touched this apron in 11 years. There's a tunnel under this hangar that took longer to dig than the hangar took to build, and where it actually goes isn't what you'd guess. The gate itself is stone quarried from the same coastline it's sitting on. No keypad, no visible camera. The cameras are actually mounted in the cypress trees on either side of the drive. Half a mile of private road later, the house comes into view, low against the horizon. 1 story tall in front, 4 stories cut into the cliff behind it. You'd never guess that from the road. First thing inside the door, a 1952 Vincent Black Shadow restored down to the original paint code, standing alone on a raised steel plinth. It's a sculpture here, not transportation. The staircase behind it is a single curve of white oak, no railing on the ocean side, just glass floor to ceiling. The first thing you see past the bike is the water 40 feet down. The great room ceiling peaks at 22 feet, and those beams up there are reclaimed teak from a dismantled pier in Southeast Asia, shipped over in pieces, numbered, reassembled right here. The kitchen island is 1 slab of quartzite, 14 feet long, cut from a single block. There's a hairline vein running its full length. The fabricator chose not to polish out. The dining table seats 18, but this family rarely uses more than 2 of those chairs. The other 16 are original to the house, still wrapped, still in storage 2 floors down. Through here is the study, shelves floor to ceiling, and every book on them was chosen and placed by an outside curator, by title and by color, before anyone who lives here ever opened one. The primary suite takes up the entire east wing, its own terrace, its own staircase, its own private elevator. Whoever sleeps here never has to pass through the rest of the house at all. The tub is carved from a single piece of black granite, filled from a tap that draws straight off a desalination unit built into the cliff below. That's not decorative, that's the actual water supply for this whole wing. Down this hall are 6 more bedrooms, each finished to the same standard as the primary suite. By the housekeeping logs, 3 of them have never had a guest in them at all. The screening room seats 14 on reclined leather, walls built 18 inches thick with acoustic panels, concert hall spec, for an audience that's rarely more than 2 people. That wall behind me isn't a wall. Push here, and it opens onto a temperature-locked cellar holding just under 3,000 bottles, held to within half a degree, 12 months a year, whether anyone's home to drink them or not. The wellness wing has a cold plunge cut straight into bedrock, 42 degrees year-round, no chiller running. The rock itself does the work. Next to it, a full gym on a sprung hardwood floor, the same spec used in professional dance studios, laid here for 1 household. Outside, the infinity pool runs 60 feet along the cliff edge with no visible line where the water meets the ocean past it. That edge is an optical trick, a 2-inch drop engineered to vanish at exactly this sight line. 1 more building past the pool, a glass-walled room built for exactly 1 car, a 1965 Jaguar E-Type, resting alone on a turntable base so it can be viewed from every angle without a hand ever touching it. There's a service door at the back of this garage that looks like a maintenance closet. It isn't. It's the top of a stairwell. This is the tunnel from the hangar, 600 feet of it, cut through solid rock over 3.5 years. It connects the garage, the wine cellar, and the hangar underground, so a car, a case of wine, or a person can move between all 3 without ever stepping outside. Follow it to the end, and you're back at the hangar, standing right under the DC-3's wing. Up close, you can still see the manufacturer's plate riveted to the fuselage, dated 1944. Never removed, never restored over. A steel staircase in the corner climbs to what used to be the airfield's control tower. The glass is original, the radio panel is original, and from up here the whole estate lays out below at once: house, garage, hangar, the cove past the trees. Somewhere in a service wing you won't be shown is where the household staff actually live. The people keeping 3,000 bottles at half a degree and a cliffside plunge at exactly 42 year-round. For a family that's here, maybe 6 weeks of it. Every gate, every camera in every cypress tree reports to a control room staffed 24 hours a day. It never actually switches off, even on the weeks nobody's home to protect. Back outside, the grounds run 11 acres down to the water. The olive trees were already 60 years old when they were trucked in and replanted here a decade ago. At the bottom of the property is a private cove, reached only by a switchback staircase cut into the cliff. The sand is trucked in and replenished twice a year. The tide takes about a third of it every winter. Up on the roof, a terrace with a full outdoor kitchen that's been used by the same staff logs 4 times in 3 years. The plane in that hangar hasn't flown since it landed here. The engineers keep it flight ready anyways. Fueled, serviced, inspected every 90 days for a takeoff nobody has ever actually asked for.